So I get to work yesterday after that session, the 8 sets of 5 at 85%, feeling energetic, feeling just real happy about getting through a tough squat session. As you guys know, when you get through something like that, you just have like this great feeling about yourself, like you've achieved something. Like it's just a really uplifting feeling when you've kind of been through a big battle, where the chips are stacked against you, and you get through it and whatnot. And so I'm feeling great. Get to work, and literally the first patient I see is a 30-odd-year-old fella that I met a few years ago, but he came back last night. 30-year-old, basically very close to his deathbed. Alcohol has completely destroyed his life. His liver's completely failing. His hemoglobin is just not existent. Hemoglobin is like this blood count that we do to see how much oxygen carrying capacity the blood has. It's one of those tests that we kind of look for to see how much blood somebody really has. So his liver's failing, all the systems are failing. He's looking awful. And so I see him. He doesn't remember me from the previous time I saw him. But I went into that room and we had to put some bloods up and whatnot. He had a transfusion. I'm coming in with this kind of sort of energy about me, going through the squat session, feeling really happy about my life and how I fought through it. And I walk in and see this guy, man, who's basically the same age as me, just in an absolute rut. Like he's not in a good spot. I had a chat to him, man, how's everything going and whatnot, and he's looking really unwell, man. He's looking really, really unwell, and just a whole bunch of thoughts. Like I said, I came in with a certain type of energy to work, and I see a guy like that, and I'm feeling for him, and he's telling me he's been drinking, still drinking, on and off. He's been to rehab, he's done all these different things, but ultimately he can't shake it off. He has to drink. He's killing himself, basically. Man, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, like, for such a long time, man, I've given so much of my energy, so much of my time, to become the best version of myself, physically, mentally, spiritually. I'm trying to like max my stats, if you will, from a, gaming type of analogy. I'm just trying to like smash all those bars on my attributes. And here is a guy who's just can't do anything right, man. His health is failing him. The abuse that he's put forth towards his body is just too much. And his lovely wife is there with him. And it's just a losing battle. What a contrast of feeling, of emotions, in the space of like a few minutes. I don't know what led him to do all of this. Obviously, this is not an overnight thing. This is years and years and years of drinking and just, liver is one of those organs, man, that it's pretty good at kind of like recovering itself somewhat. It can repair itself probably best than any other organ. And he's 30 years old, man, and so his abuse to the liver has gone to a stage where not only is he hurting the liver, but his liver is so hurt, such a high rate, that he cannot upkeep the repair that is put forth onto it. And life is it's crazy, man. Like it's, you meet all sorts of people through life. You meet people like maybe you and me, who are all about 1 extra kilo on the bar, 1 less percent body fat, looking better, improving career, improving gym, improving family, improving house, just improvement. You're just looking to better yourself in some way. And then you see somebody like that who's just, not only is improvement not a thing for like, he's trying to like fight to get back to ground zero. He wants to get to zero. I'm like +3 or +4 in life, let's say. I don't know what sort of scale, it's just arbitrary terms I'm using here, but he's so far, he doesn't even have his health. In this moment, I started thinking about, how the hell is alcohol legal? Right? How is alcohol legal, man? Like, if he was on heroin, okay, if he was on heroin, he would just overdo it one day and he would die, okay? But when people do it, like overdo it on alcohol, it is such a slow decaying death, man. The organs start failing. You start to like look like crap. You're confused. Your skin color changes. Your digestive system completely falls. It's like a slow, miserable death. And alcohol is not illegal. I don't know, like, to me, alcohol is probably the worst substance in terms of death. I'm sure, like, there's many other ones that are really bad, but I said to the guys last night, man, like, if you overdo it on, say, cocaine or heroin, you just have a heart attack and you're gone, right, if you just overdo it. Don't get me wrong, man, these drugs are not good either, but it just baffles me that one drug or one substance is legal and the other one isn't. You know, this is why this whole thing about, you know, marijuana and whatnot, people have been talking about it for years about getting marijuana legalized. And I know marijuana can have some sort of mental health impact as well if you overdo it at a really young age when the brain is kind of still developing. You can kind of induce all sorts of mental health problems and whatnot. I guess it's all about the dose, right? Like the ultimate conclusion there is everything moderation. Like, one beer is fine, man. I'm sure one joint is fine as well. Like, he's just, anyway, I'm just, it's such a miserable death, man. He's not even up for I don't think he's up for a liver transplant either, because he's continuing to drink. And the addiction is so severe with him that he just can't let go. He just cannot. I've been talking to my mate for a very long time about addiction and about, trying to separate discipline, addiction, like all these really strong attributes that people have or develop. You could say that I'm really addicted to training. I'm addicted to progress. I'm addicted to getting stronger. That other guy, he got addicted to the wrong thing, a thing that's hurting him. I got addicted to the barbell. I don't know whether you can use the same term, because when you say the term addiction, it carries like a negative effect. You don't say you're addicted to somebody that's having a positive result from that particular endeavor. I don't know. I guess we're talking about definitions of meanings or whatever, but people usually say, you're really disciplined, right, when you're training with the barbell. But no one says, he's a really disciplined drinker. He drinks every single day. He's a really disciplined drinker. He's been drinking for years. He's a beast of drinking. So it's kind of like one of those things. But I fell in love. I don't know what led to this. Like, I could probably rewind the clock back in the film in my mind. Seeing my father, seeing my grandfather, boxers, really fit people around me at a young age, watching sports people around me. That kind of influenced me. I just wanted to be like them. Perhaps this fella grew up in a household where getting absolutely hammered every single night was a thing. So he wanted to be like that particular role model. It's just, he basically got influenced by the wrong crowd, he got maybe born in the wrong family, met the wrong friend and so on and so on. It's just, I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, man, this dude is like basically in the peak of his of life, those 30s, 40s, 50s, the busiest part of life, if you will. Like you're setting up your life, you're starting a family, you're buying houses, you're doing things, you're most productive during those years to society, to the country, to everything. And he's basically not only not productive to him and his family, but he's a burden on the health system because of this problem that he has. But beyond all of that, I just feel sorry for him as a man. He can't get up and walk, man. He can't get up and walk to just shower himself. He's got such poor health. He can't walk, he can't talk. He's in and out of, consciousness, if you will. He's in and out of confusion. It's just a horrible thing. And so this community that we've kind of built here, we're all kind of in this mindset of improving ourselves, talking about East versus West methodologies of strength training, conjugate, concurrent, linear, periodization, this movement, that movement, muscle weaknesses. These are the kind of topics we have on this channel. So we don't even consider like on a normal kind of daily thought process, what it is to just be lucky enough to be here and just talking about this. There are some people who are just so far under, man, who can't even get out, and enjoy some of the things that we enjoy. I just thought it was a really interesting contrast of emotions in the space of a minute. This blood came down like on the chute system, and I picked it up and I saw the blood, who was for, grabbed the colleague, went to the bedside, and we checked his blood off, and I realized who the fella was, and I remember him from a few years ago and how he looked, and I felt so sorry for him. I was like, man, how you going, man? It's good to see you, but same token, it's not good to see you here. I don't want to see you here, man. And he's like, yeah, I've had it tough and whatnot, and man, it's kind of like an earthquake, to your mind when you see people, because my mindset is always, I see people and I'm like, oh, they're gonna be all right now. Like I wish the best for him. When I saw him 2 years ago, and I didn't see him for a very long time, and so when you don't see somebody for a very long time, like, he can be one of two things, right? He's got his life back on track, he's doing well, or he's not with us anymore. And so when you finally see him, you're like, oh man, you're on the wrong track, man. You're on the wrong trajectory. I wish you could do something to these people to help them, but addiction is a very, very powerful demon to deal with, man. Like, it's chemical, it's there's chemistry going on in your brain. These you just become so needy of that substance. It's horrible. Getting off alcohol, severe alcohol addiction is really, really bad. Anyway, today's session was, I slept for 6 hours after the second night shift, came in here, I'm feeling crap, whatever. I had a monster session yesterday, so slept a little longer, ate a bit more food, not feeling the strongest. I got 5x5 on the bench press, I'm happy about that. Got up to 170 in the deadlift, got up to 120 on the front squat. Basically just a movement is medicine type of day, getting my joints moving, trying to develop some sort of fatigue a little bit more so I can sleep tonight, get the clock back. But the overall feeling today was just thinking about that fella, thinking about what he's, what he has to deal with. And, the bottom line is none of us want to feel bad. None of us want to die young. None of us want to have to deal with hardship. None of us want to go through that, but some of us just don't have the ability to just snap out of it for many different reasons. I'm sure if he grew up in my household, that my dad was the head of that family, I think he would have been all right. His life trajectory took him in another direction, and we're both 33, man, but he's not doing too well. Guys, almost forgot. Give me a second. A few more names on the Patreon list. I want to thank Jaden, Lou, Troy, the Wayan, Aaron, Halfacker, Ben Smith. 4 names overnight popped up. The army is building, the support is building every single day. It's incredible to see. I want to thank each and every one of you. The new names, the new fellas on the list today, and also the previous. I've got 3 pages now. The 3rd page is filling up. So it's incredible to see. It's incredible to see this community growing, and I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.